Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. On Twitter, at Movies TV Mad. On Instagram, Movies TV Mad 4. And on TikTok, Movies TV Mad XXXX. Are you confused about this Gotham PD situation? Because I know I was before Matt Reeves clarified the situation. So last year, or the year before, they announced the Batman spin-off called Gotham PD, which would be focused within Gotham's GCPD police department. They had a really good showrunner. He and Matt had creative differences. They went their separate ways. It's cool. It happens. They brought another one in. Now Matt is saying that Gotham PD is going to evolve into an Arkham series on HBO Max. First of all, why has this happened? Well, there's a little case of a merger happening over at Warner Media. It's going to become Warner Discovery, and now that the government have given the go-ahead for this merger, behind the scenes, David Zaslav, the new CEO of the studio, and Discovery themselves will be looking at the projects that are coming in the future and saying, you know what, I don't think you should do this. And I think this is what's happened with Gotham PD. But why? First of all, Gotham PD is the concept is very similar to the Gotham series that we had 5 seasons of, which I really enjoyed and highly recommend. But so there's no need to do that again. So what was the motivation of Gotham PD? I believe it was to use this fictional GCPD, this police department in Gotham City, to make commentary about the defund the police issue in America after what happened with George Floyd. I think Zaslav and Discovery took a look at this, knew it was going to upset people, knew it's controversial, and I think that's why they're no longer doing it. I'm happy they're no longer going to do it. I don't have strong opinions about the police force in America, either for or against, but we all know ever since the Arkham games came on the market, Arkham has become a very big element of Batman's universe. And you need to utilize that in live action because it really has never been utilized properly. So to actually have a show based on Arkham Asylum, that's very exciting to me and many Bat stands, and this will become very popular for HBO Max. So Matt is a genius to decide to do this, but his genius goes back into the Batman movie. We found out some interesting things about the history of Arkham. We found out that Martha Wayne is indeed Martha Arkham before she was married, that her mother or grandmother or whatever had mental health issues, and Martha also had mental health issues. And this is what information Thomas Wayne was trying to bury. So because Martha was an Arkham and Arkham was actually a family originally, I didn't even know this. I don't know if this goes back to the comics or Max just created this. I don't know. This makes things very interesting. You could actually do an Arkham series based on this Arkham family and their issues. You could make this very American horror story based, which would be very intriguing and interesting to me. Or you could set it in the present day of year 2 and have flashbacks to those incidents. You can even, if you wanted to go nuts with it, because Matt has described it as a horror-based show, you could have those people, the Arkhams, haunting the Rogues Gallery, who are now in Arkham Asylum. More than probably is going to be set in year 2. I believe it will focus on the Joker, Barry Coogan's Joker, Paul Dano's Riddler, and other Rogues Gallery members that are in Arkham Asylum as what stands after the Batman movie. This is a platform now. It's not like the old days where you couldn't use, A-list actors for these shows. You can use Robert Pattinson. You can use Barry Coogan. You can use Paul Dano. They will all be available. So this is a very exciting premise. As I say, Arkham Asylum has always been something that's been very popular with fans, thanks to the games. So doing this is very exciting. So what is the idea of this show? I don't actually know what the plan is, but I do believe it will be set in year 2. Is this a one-off show, or is this a show that will continue? The Penguin series looks like a one-off. I don't think either show will run and run and run. These are spin-offs for the time being, and he'll come up with other spin-offs. The idea of the spin-offs, obviously, is to give some platform from the Batman and DC for HBO Max to bring in subscribers, obviously, but it's also to keep us busy in this franchise while we're waiting for the Batman sequel. And so this is the biggest hint yet that the Batman sequel could actually be Batman Arkham. Now, I don't know any information about this. It's a feeling I've had for the past few days. It's kind of a theory I had ever since I saw the movie for a second time, and I think this could be the way he could go. But he's so smart and so clever that he's put so many Easter eggs in the Batman and for potential spin-offs. But what's smart about this, if this movie didn't succeed and if there was no sequel, you could look at this as a Star Wars New Hope, where they're in there, they're not blatant, and it's still a standalone story. So very, very smart from Matt Reeves. I would love to know what you think of an Arkham series being in development. I think it's a brilliant idea, and the potential is limitless. On today's live edition of the DCEU Daily, I spoke about this guy, Matt Reeves, being the DC's live-action universe's version of Kevin Feige, but in a director. The way he speaks to the audience, the way he gives detailed discussions about what he's planning, what he did within the movie, so there's no misunderstandings. He is so good, and I do believe he is the future of DC live action. This has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. Do you like the shirt? I bet you do. It's cool. And I'll see you again in the next video. So until then, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. See you again soon.